Your tax dollars at work here. No, seriously. I mean, look at this box. It's like they attacked it with a pair of scissors or something. This came in from fellow haunter, Josh Kirk. Thanks, Josh. I know what it is, but let's take a look. Now that is sweet. That's going to look great in the haunt. Josh, thanks very much. This is so cool. Look at that. That's real nice. And got a note here from Josh. Says just a small token of appreciation, and he wants me to keep up the good work. And can't wait to see what else we have in store here. Josh is at Leatherwood Cemetery. Josh, thanks so much. I mean, this is just super. This is just going to look fantastic in the haunt. Thanks very much. I don't know how true it would be, but it's my belief that if I use this actuator to simply sit here and bounce this lid up and down, this being plastic and all, it's going to eventually break. So what I was thinking of doing is hooking up this rod that came with it, running it through the actuator like this, and then attaching it to the lid. So as it would actually be the rod pushing the lid up and down. Of course, I have to see if that's actually even possible. In the box of parts comes this little clip. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a bend into the tip of it so I can mount it onto the lid, run it through the clip, and then screw the clip in place. And then adjust the height of the actuator where I need to go. So I'm just going to take my vise clamp and stick this in and bend it. Gonna run through like this, and then like that, and then this I'll force into here. I've marked off a spot about 2 inches in. I've pre-drilled a hole. Now I have to figure out how the hell I'm going to attach this to the box. I doubt this would be all a hell of a lot easier not attached to the prop, right? So what I've done is I've run 2 screws through the mounting holes that they have here, and I measured it out and I pressed it up against the wood so I know where I need to drill. However, they don't come through very far in here, so what I'm going to do is actually cut down, because I don't have a long enough screw, so I'm just going to cut down this plastic just a little bit so that I can get a good bite on the screw into the wood. Alright, that was easier than going down and getting my Dremel and everything. So I'm just going to clean up this mess right here, and got a couple of nicks on the housing, but I don't think that's a problem with the operation of the motor. Got it cleaned up, got the screws in there, and now I'm going to attach it into the holes, if possible. I've hooked up a 12 volt, 2.5 amp transformer, plug, whatever the hell it is, to the actuator. And now I'm going to attach the actuator to the lid. hooked up here, plugged in. And nothing. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's pretty good. I can't see that that's going to be knocking him over. At least we can see that the actuator does work, and it's got the power to lift that lid, no problem. I did notice there was a slight delay initially with it, so that's something I'll maybe have to factor in. Not quite sure what that is, that it takes a second or two for it to begin to cycle. So I am going to consider making one out of foam though, a box out of foam, and just make it lighter overall for the prop. And that actually brings up another issue with this prop. It's right next to the niche plaque wall. We're having one of those plaques rattle back and forth. So essentially we're having two scares that are identical. One of them is going to kind of get lost in the shuffle, I think. It may end up just being a static prop, that he'll just be holding a box, and maybe it'll just be the styrofoam box. Let me know what you think though. Kind of lose the effectiveness of one of the startle scares, having the plaque be rattling back and forth, and then coming up on the Cellarer prop, and then having the box pop up and down. And then of course right across the way there's going to be the falling boxes prop. So tell me in the comments section below whether you think maybe I should just have him as a static prop. Alright, if you like what you see, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you don't already do so. That way you'll be notified right away when videos like this are posted. Alright, thanks for watching. Where the f did it go? Alright, keep trying to break this fucking lens, but looks like I missed another disaster by inches.